My name is Premanand. Hereby proclaim that under conditions transparent and beyond doubt, we will be offering rupees 1 lakh to anybody who shows supernatural powers. Godmen, yogis, saints and sages who by spiritual sadhanas and practice or by God's grace have acquired miraculous powers can aspire for this prize. Read the number of a currency note which is hidden in a sealed envelope. Stand still on a burning ember without getting the sole or the feet burnt. Create an object which I desire from space. Move a solid object with just mental powers. Read another's thought by telepathy. Make a cut finger grow an inch using holy water, sand, smoke dash or prayer. Stand on air using yogic powers. Stop heartbeat for 5 minutes with yogic powers. Stop breathing for half an hour using yoga. Walk on water. Stand at one place, disappear and reappear in another place. Predict a future event. Talk or understand a language which is unfamiliar. Make appear a ghost to be photographed. When being photographed, disappear from the negative. Using spiritual powers, come out of a locked room. By divine powers, increase the weight of an object. Prove a mystery. Convert water into wine or petrol. Make wine into blood. From among 10 horoscopes of different people, which is so accurate in its birth time and birthplace, if a Jyotishi can identify the sex of the respective person and whether they are dead or alive, or from 10 palms, if a palmist can give the same identifications, the astrologer or palmist also can claim the prize. All godmen, Swamis, Mahatmas, Acharyas, Anandas, Babas, Bhagwans, all are invited to meet this challenge. My contact address B.Premanand, Pothanur PO, Coimbatore District, Tamil Nadu. Premanand is a travelling philosopher. He exposed miracles of many a godman. Starting his miracle bursting at the age of 12, Premanand learnt many of the godmen's tricks and exposed much of them. Premanand's investigations did not confine to Kerala's size. He grew beyond Kerala to other states and even to foreign countries. He interacted with students and friendly people and proved the absurdity of 1,000 and odd miracles in 49 countries.
My first search for miracles was because I believed in miracles. Everybody believes in miracle. So when I was 15-year-old, 16-year-old, I told my father, I want to go in search of miracles. And I will return back after seeing a guru who will bless me with miracles. He said, go. I was such a nice man. He said, you go, I won't take any money. Because there was one Swami Ramdas in Kanjangad who has written a book in search of God, where he goes around India without any money and God helps him to move about and live like a king. So I said, let me also experience that. And I was so anxious that I should know God. I went up to Rishikesh and I was asked to practice Kundalini Yoga to get supernatural powers. There is a text which is considered to be a science text called Patanjali Yoga, where if you practice Patanjali Yoga, you get Ashtasiddhis. You can become as small as possible, can become as big as possible, can book as light as possible, can become as heavy as possible. You can know the minds of others. Like that, about 8 siddhis are there. So I thought I got the Guru. The Guru was the Guru of five great Guru. He was teaching five great present yogis like B.K. Iyengar in Bangalore. So these 5 or 6 people were the people who had taught all yogasanas. Out of which 3 are already dead of cancer. The only person living of cancer is myself. And when I went there, I practiced yoga. And my teacher wrote to my father, I got the letter, it's one of my best students who is practicing well Patanjali Yoga, and I am going to make him my next Guru in my ashram. And he was teaching about Brahmacharya. So what I have to do? 4 o'clock I have to get up, ice cold in December, rush 4 kilometers to Ganges, take bath in Ganges, rush back home and practice yoga. One day it happened that I forgot to take soap. After walking 2 kilometers, I found I have missed the soap. So I came back and I found I was having sex with the lady who is the owner of the ashram. So it was a shock to me. Brahmacharya. Then later I found that what you mean by Brahmacharya is have sex 15 times one day, then 15 days will be a Brahmachari. I told that. And I have to leave him. I left him and I saw some miracles happening in Rishikesh, like sleeping on the snail bed, sleeping on thorns, sleeping on glass pieces, standing on 1 foot for months together. They don't stand for months together. People come, they will be on 1 foot. Like Palani, there are some people doing that. Later, they will squat. So like that, I went from one place to one place. And in this, by 1949, I saw one of the greatest miracles, that is walking on water. Only Jesus Christ has done it. Later, our Shankaracharya's Shishya, Padmabala, did it. And this was the 3rd time where a person walked on Ganges from the side of Shivananda Ashram to Gita Ashram, the other side. Evening, about 6-7 o'clock, we walked. I was also there. I applauded and I waited there to take permission from the Swami to teach me also. He asked me to get away. Don't disturb, you are not fit to this, go. So, like Ekalavya, I sat there to see whether he is teaching anybody or learning like that. By 12 o'clock, what happened? When all the people were asleep, there was nobody on the road or the Ganges. Some 10-12 people got down into the Ganges and removed the metal rope which was fixed on this side and the other side of the river, on which he was walking, as if walking on water. I did it for BBC 2 years back. The same place which I saw 1949, I walked on water. Everybody was surprised. So that is how, then I thought, no miracles are seen. Can there be miracle? Let me check. So the hobby started by going to people and finding out what they are doing, what is the miracle they are doing, how they do it, wait and experiment, find out the method, write it in the notebook and keep it as a hobby, like stamp collecting or anything.
It was Premanand who carried on the legacy of A.T. Kaur, the renowned rationalist. Premanand popularized scientific temper and rationalist thought. In the 70s, he travelled with A.T. Kaur into the nooks and corners of Kerala, exposing the so-called miracles.
Starting with Ramakrishna Mission, Ramana Maharshi, Buddhist temples, all these places. And I went around, and when I put some silly questions which comes to the young children, they were unable to answer. So from one place to another I had to go. And if you read history of God, there is only one person in the history where a person has really seen God and talked to God. Others are only imagining that there is a God, and that person is Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. In his book, Day-to-Day Diary, said he was daily talking with Mother Kali. Was talking. She was replying him. Everybody used to hear him. That was the thing. But later it was found that it was the hallucination created by constant repeating of God's name, which made him hallucinated and see such hallucinations. And that was proved by one Swami called Tatapuri, who was an Advaita. It is not my version. There in his book, a diary with 1,000 and odd pages, day-to-day happenings to Ramakrishna. So Ramakrishna is talking to Mother, God. He is going for urination. He can't urinate because the mother is standing there with mouth open. How can he urinate in the mouth of the mother? He can't go to toilet. He can't eat food. He can't sleep. He can't do anything. He became a wreck, psychological wreck, not knowing what to do. Then Totapuri came to meet Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna said, "Sir, I am in great difficulty. I can't do anything. Will you please remove this goddess from me? He said, "Don't fear." He gave him a sword and told him, when you see Mother Kali in your trance, just chop her head off. He did it. Later Ramakrishna never saw the mother. So that is the way in which people, because from which I understood that people seeing God, speaking with God, hearing God's words, were all hallucination created by constant thought about God. My father is a lover of dogs. He had 10-12 varieties of dogs, and he loved them much more than the children. So one time he went to Ooty for the dog show, and he wrote an article. I went for the dog show, but I saw the God show. And the God show which he saw was Sai Baba's show creating holy ash. Then my interest grew. I asked Father, how did you do? It was a miracle. He simply rolled his hand like this and gave me vibhuti. This interested me, how he was making. And it was found it was the simplest trick. Simplest trick creates more surprise. If you are going to take 100 kilo of metal on your head or this, it doesn't create surprise. The simplest trick, you are seeing the hand empty. You are moving the hand and taking it from there and giving it to the people. That is the simplest trick which attracted all the people, because we can't see properly.
B.Premanand. Mr.Premanand, can you do it? Materialize vibhuti, holy ashes?
I can produce as Sai Baba produces, but the claim that he materializes is wrong, false.
It's a trick.
It is a trick, and you move the hand like the magician, and holy ash comes from the hand.
How did you do it?
I purchased the holy ash from the same shop where Baba purchases it, and it is mixed in starch water and made into balls, and you hide it here in the hand, move it, as if you are taking it from the air, bring it to the fingertips and break it and give it. And if ever he comes to Netherlands, when he is moving his hand to produce it, a brave person go and give a hit to his hand so that what is considered false.
Then in 1973, you know Kalapan, Kerala Gandhi, is our neighbor. He was a very good friend of ours. Until then, he was the only politician who was not corrupt. So one day he came to me and said, Mr.Premanand, our taluk doesn't have a college. There is no land available because of this Land Reforms Act. Can you give us 25 acres of land to start a college in Koilandi? Ready, I am ready. And I agreed to give him. But he could not start, but the idea was not for him to start. The idea was to give it to Sai Baba's people to start. And Balakrishna Eradi also wrote to me that Kalapaji informed us that you have agreed to give 25 acres of land. You give us 90 acres of land, we will start a college complex, that is a university. Like that, I agreed. Then from 25 acres, it went to 50 acres, 90 acres, each time going up. 90 acres was given to Sai Baba for registration. They had agreed to give me the copy of the deed and things like that. They didn't give me. They put my brother in police station. Balakrishna Eradi wrote to the police saying that we are all Naxalites. And I was arrested from Coimbatore, Podanur, and put in police station for 3 days without any FIR. And it was this emergency period. My people were all afraid, and Lakshmanan was the commissioner, where the other man, Philcoden, was the police officer, and another person was there. He was some other. All three notorious police people. I was arrested. Then immediately I sent a letter to our president, Fakhruddin Ali Ahmad. He knows me about my work. I said, sir, I have been arrested under your order of emergency without giving me an FIR, which is compulsory if people are arrested under this act. So please order the police to give me the FIR to find out what is the wrong I have done to be arrested. Police became panicky. They didn't know that I will write like this. Next day they released me. But behind they were watching me. So one Vasudevan, who was a CBI officer, was behind me, and wherever I go give lectures, he would be staying along with. I thought he was a rationalist because I don't inquire who you are or who you are. Even now I don't know who you are because I am not worried and I have nothing to fear also. He was behind, he was talking to me, everything was there. After 6 months he came and told me, Mr. Premanand, do you know me? I said, no, I am not interested in you. I am a CBI officer sent by at the order of the Chief Justice of Kerala because you are an Naxalite. And I didn't see any Naxalism in them. Oh, I am called Naxalite. Then I have to learn about Naxalism. Because when somebody calls me a Naxalite, I have to learn about Naxalism. So I went to the root of Naxalism in Bihar. But Chauru Mazumdar, other people who started the movement, came up to Kakkayam camp to see Rajan's place where he was thrown into the, and interviewed all the people on tape. And I wrote an article. I said, I have moved from Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Orissa, Karnataka, Kerala and things. And I found that Naxalites were the, what you call, so compassionate people. The people who are called Naxalites were very compassionate. And why they were killing people were because their whole family is being destroyed by the politicians and the police. And one thing I will to point out to you, that I.G. Rajan, V.N. Rajan was there, you know. His father-in-law, Narayan Nair, in Kongar, was murdered by an Naxalite. Why was he murdered? Because he was a notorious fellow, and any girl reaching puberty had to go and sleep with him. One lady made sound. Her breast was cut. She delivered a child. That child grew big, and he murdered his father, who raped his mother and cut her breasts like Surpanaka. I said, he was so kind enough to Narayan Nair. If I was the person, I would not have killed him. I would have cut his feet and hand and kept him alive to suffer till his death for all his sins. That was my article, which people thought I was a real Naxalite. Right. So there was lot of fight, and I joined Sai Baba's movement to expose him. So I found the movement, how he was making vibhuti and things like that. I started exposing it, and I trained lot of girls and boys because he is afraid of children. How to catch him? Because I don't only expose them. I teach people how to catch him. So I tell them, you go to Puttaparthi, go around him and say ho, 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 ho like that, fall at his feet and do whatever you want. He'll think you are all bhaktas, and he will give one of you vibhuti. When he tries to move his hand like that, give a hit to the hand and the ball will fall down. And one girl did it from Hyderabad University, who was an excellent girl. Later, no children are allowed near him. And the best chance came to me because I had the copies of all his films made on him by him, wherein I took all the shots, each shot of how he is creating the vibhuti, and proved that he is taking from the fingers, from the left hand. Very easy to. And keeping them as my on this, I used to give lectures. See, he is doing like this, and this is the way he is doing it. Taking it from one hand, keeping the hand like this, the ball comes here, moves the hand. So everything. How does he take chain? That also I showed. How does he take rings? That also I showed. How does sometimes the ring falls down from his hand? That also I showed from his own films. Because the person who made these films was from America, was later murdered. He left Sai Baba. So I got all the unedited copies from him. And that was a wonderful thing which I did in 1983, all around 49 countries, 6 months tour. Hearing these things, Sai Baba was making that film, spending 600 crores of rupees. In that, he wanted to put creation of chain before 12 VVVIPs of India to prove that I am lying. And that was the thing which you might have seen where he takes from down. And it was, Doordarshan was asked to make that. And Doordarshan cameraman phoned to me, sir, tomorrow Sai Baba is coming and creating a necklace. What should you do? Catch him. He was caught. 3 cameras were kept. And it was to be shown on that day. And the whole of India would have known what kind of Baba is Sai Baba. But because 12 VVVIPs were involved, the director came there to see how it is edited. They found this trick exposed there. Immediately phoned up to P.V. Narasimha Rao. The cassette was removed. The news was not given and sent to Delhi. But the cameraman was very intelligent. He took 3 copies and sent it to me. And I knew it will be what you call CBI people will come and take it. So immediately I received it. I made 12 copies, sent it to 12 people outside India for safekeeping. 1 copy in India, other copies all around. 1 to BBC. BBC people immediately came and they made that Guru Buster, which made me famous all over the world. First is this chain taking. That made me known all over the world as Guru Buster. So that was how the myth of Sai Baba was exposed by the film he made himself. And you just see those 12 faces of the 12 people. They have no shame to tell that it was not a miracle, it was a trick they watched. So that was finished. So it has come in many films all over the world where they have made about Sai Baba. It is shown as speech. So he was exposed.
Sai Baba says that he's the reincarnation of all the gods that ever existed, including Jesus Christ. To try to prove that, he quotes a non-existent passage in the New Testament where Jesus is talking about coming back to this world and points to a sheep. The sheep is a sign, Sai Baba says. Of course, what does the sheep say? Ba, ba.
It is very easy because the government's tricks are very easy. Anybody can act as a godman.
This fellow looks like a godman too. But Premanand is head of India's rationalist movement and has spent nearly 50 years exposing the tricks the godmen pass off as miracles. How many miracles could you perform?
In my life, I have learned about more than 1,500 tricks.
I am planning to file a case against our Sri Ravi Shankar, our Amritanandamayi. She is a bigger cook than Sai Baba. Sai Baba took 50 years to make the money which Amritanandamayi made within 10 years. And Ravi Shankar is a bigger cook. because all modern technology is coming, has made much more money than Amritanandamai within a short time. Because all this modern way of publicity and capturing people has come. So each man is becoming greater and greater than the other Swami. Now another man is the Ramdev, claiming curing cancer. So I thought I will write to him, I am suffering from cancer, I will take some cancer list and inject to you. Please show how you can cure. Better himself.
India has achieved great advancement in science and information technology. But Indians are always peculiar in nature, carrying superstition in one hemisphere of their brain and affinity to all fruits of science in the other. Kerala, which has experienced great enlightenments from historic progressive moments, is now on the verge of a return to the dark ages. We are once again falling prey to the superstitious practices like yagas and thukams. It is a gold mine for astrologers, so-called Vastu experts and palmers. The Swamis and monks with their cleverly disguised exploitations remain icons in our society. They in fact enjoy the blind respect of the very society they exploit. Primitive rituals like thukam for the fulfillment of desires for human fertility to have children still prevail in many parts of Kerala like Munnar.
In 1969, Kaur came to Coimbatore. I met him. He appreciated my work. He saw all my collections, and he said, Mr. Premanand, you can't sit quiet with as a hobby. You have to go and work. You have to save a lot of people in India. And after my death, I don't know, I have not made any other people. Though I have created 3,000 people, Kaur could not build up an institution where people will continue because all the focus was on Kaur, not on the people. I don't do that. I never allow me to be focused in anything. Even in latest films, I am focusing it on Narendra Naik. You can't see me. I am in the background. All other leaders say, don't rise above me. Don't. You go to any leader, they don't want their people to rise beyond them. And so they bless you like this, go down. Don't come up. But we don't bless like this. We say, come up, become better than me and prove yourself that I have been successful in making you better than me. So that is our motto, because we start from the base, others start from the heaven. Difference is only that much.
Premanand was introduced to me by a magician friend called Shankar. In 1980, he told me that, oh, there is a man called Premanand from Podanur who produces ash from thin air, who does many so-called miracles, etc., etc. So we got involved in this program. 2 programs fixed actually. First one was at Udupi and the second one was at Mangalore. Premanand is the most unforgettable person whom I have met in my life. As long as both of us are alive, this relationship is going to continue. I have a biological father, but Premanand is my ideological father, and he has helped me to think clearly. He has helped me to put forward our ideas clearly, and he has helped me to face life bravely. Even today, when he is dying from cancer, he says, I am not bothered about death, but I am bothered only about one thing, how to carry forward our movement and how to get across our message of scientific temper to the people.
சாய் பாபா லிங்கம் எடுப்பது
சிவலிங்கம்
சிவலிங்கம்
இந்த சொல்லிட்டேன். அந்த சிவராத்திரியோட நாளாங்கே ரெண்டு அற்புதம் நடந்திருக்கும். ஒரு சிவலிங்கம் எடுக்கிறது, இன்னொரு தண்ணி கொடுக்கறது. ஸோ ரெண்டும் கூட நான் பண்ணி காமிச்சிட்டேன். அது இதில் ஒன்றுமே மிரக்கல் கிடையாது, ஒன்றுமே இல்லை. இது நான் டவலுக்குள்ளே வச்சுருந்தேன், அதை எடுத்து மூஞ்சில் போட்டேன்.
Do you think, sir, he got the sufficient support? He got support from the political parties in India?
I don't, they don't give me. They don't give me. But there is another party called CPM Naxalites. Wherever I needed protection, wherever I had my lectures, Naxalites were in the forefront. And from Gaddar, from big things like Professor Narayanan, who has left Naxalism, all these people in each state, I have met Charu Mazumdar, son. They were so, I stayed with them. They arranged my lectures, and it was a very fine, people were there, 5,000, 10,000 people were to hear me. They were very, very good. And they have helped me very much in my long, because I don't call them, because I don't call anybody, but they are there to watch that nobody harms me. And in Gaddar's house I have stayed. I have given training to 100 Naxalites in Gaddar's house, and we were to go around Andhra Pradesh 10 days before he was shot. I was in his house, and I went out. I said I will come within 10 days. On the 10th day when I came, he was in the hospital. So our plan was, I will show miracles, he will sing for the people. That would have been a great work for us. It didn't happen. I don't think it can happen.
പ്രേമാനന്ദ് ദിവ്യാത്ഭുത തട്ടിപ്പുകൾ തുറന്നു കാണിക്കുന്നതിന് ശാസ്ത്രീയ രീതി പ്രായോഗികമായി പ്രയോജനപ്പെടുത്തുമെന്ന് പറയുണ്ടായി. ശൂലം തറയ്ക്കുന്ന വിദ്യയെക്കുറിച്ച് അത് കാണിച്ചു കൊടുക്കാതെ എത്ര വിശദീകരിച്ചാലും അതിൻ്റെ ആ കുതന്ത്രം ആളുകൾക്ക് ബോധ്യപ്പെട്ടുകൊള്ളുന്നില്ല. ആദ്യം ആ ശൂലം എങ്ങനെയാണ് തറയ്ക്കുക എന്ന് കാണിക്കുന്ന ഒരു വിദ്യയുണ്ട്. അത് മാത്രം ഞാനൊന്നൊരു ഉദാഹരണത്തിന് വേണ്ടി കാണിക്കാം. അദ്ദേഹം അക്കാര്യത്തിന് ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നത് ഇതുപോലുള്ളൊരു ശൂലമാണ്. ആ കമ്പി കൊണ്ടുണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ശൂലം. ഇത് തട്ടാന്മാർ സാധാരണ നിലയ്ക്ക് ഉണ്ടാക്കി കൊടുക്കും. ഈ ശൂലം അദ്ദേഹം നാവിൽ തറയ്ക്കുന്ന രീതി ഇങ്ങനെയാണ്. ഇതാണ് അദ്ദേഹം അത് ചെയ്യുന്ന രീതി. ഉദാഹരണത്തിന് അദ്ദേഹം ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്ന ശൂലത്തിൻ്റെ പ്രത്യേകത, കാണുമ്പോൾ സുന്ദരമായ ശൂലമാണെങ്കിലും അതിൻ്റെ കമ്പി ഇതേമാതിരി ഒരു വളവുള്ളതാണ്. ഈ വളവുള്ള ഭാഗം നാവിൻ്റെ വായ്ക്കുള്ളിലേക്ക് കടത്തി നാവിന്മേൽ താങ്ങി പിടിക്കുന്ന ഒരു വിദ്യയുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ സത്യത്തിൽ ആളുകൾക്ക് തോന്നുക ഈ രണ്ട് കമ്പികളും നാവിൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിലൂടെ പാസ് ചെയ്ത് പോയിന്ന ഈ വളവ് കണ്ടിട്ടില്ലെങ്കിൽ.
So like that we have a lot of interesting and humorous stories. Not stories, real life this. Because for me each day, each minute of my life is an adventure at that time. In a town called Draksharama, and there is a big idol of Kala Bhairav. Kala Bhairav means who kills people. Kala means time, who stops time. That means you are dead. Or he gives life. And if ladies don't have children, if they go and pray there, the publicity is that they get a child from the god, Kala Bhairava. And there is another temple also nearby, near Vijayawada, of another Kala Bhairava, same Kala Bhairava, wherein he drinks only liquor. You pour liquor in the mouth, half liquor is drunk by the Kala Bhairava, half liquor comes out, which is taken as prasad by the people. So in this temple, because I was interested how our mythology is full of godmen blessing people with children. If that is possible, there is no need for any hospitals or to transplantation of what you call your sperm and things like that. And you can simply pray and have as much children as you want. So I was interested and I went there. And my friend's wife came as my wife because I had gone there alone. And we went and saw the priest there and prayed to him, saying that I am old. I have just married third time this lady, thinking that I will have a child. Here also I am not getting any children. So please bless me with a child. So what he told was, you won't have a child because you are a very dirty person who has murdered a lot of people in your earlier days. So you won't have a child. Then he looked at that lady and said, in your last birth, you had an abortion. You killed a child. That is why you are not having a child. So you may get a child if you prayer for this God. And he started praying, asked for 5 rupees, we paid 5 rupees, and he took a lota filled with rice and took a sharp knife and went on hitting the knife as if he is hitting the God. Said, this lady doesn't have children, she is praying to you for so much of time, bless her with a child, otherwise I will get angry, I will be punishing you more by punching you with the knife. So after half an hour, the pot came up along with the knife. Knife is a very sharp knife. It got stuck to the rice and it came up. Then he said, now we will have a child. But you have to spend for a puja 5,000 rupees so that God is pleased, and you have to go to the sanctum sanctorium. I said, sir, I don't have any money. I am already very old because my hair was white even when I was 40 years old. Generally people, white hair they blacken to look young, but what I did was I whitened my hair to look old. So he saw me with white hair and things, and he said 5,000 rupees is necessary. Said, I don't have money, I have only 250 rupees. I showed him the money. I brought 500 rupees, 250 rupees already spent for ticket here, coming here. Again I have to spend 250. I can't give you money, but I want your blessing, I want a child. Then I said, I will give you this money and I will go without tickets. But please accept this and bless us. That no 250, this is a very strong case. You have to spend 5,000 rupees. Then I said, sorry sir, I don't have the money. I had to return back weeping, and I started going. Then he again called me. Hey, come, pay that money. And I paid 250 rupees. He started the puja, and again knife came up. When we put the knife, pot came up. Said, now we are ready for having a child. He asked that lady to go inside the sanctum sanctorium, and door was closed. It was a big granite temple. Nobody can hear anything outside. Echo will be there. But when door is closed, there is no ventilation or anything in the Garbhagriha. Everything is dark. So she was very careful. She stood near the door with the plank used by the priest for praying in her hand. Nobody can see it because it is dark inside. And 10 minutes, 15 minutes left. God became panicky. God said, every lady who enters this comes and has sex with me. This lady is not coming. What has happened? And she heard the footsteps coming near her. She was ready because she knew how children were born. God said, no powers, human beings are necessary. She was ready with the planks. And when she heard the sound near, that God never expected that she will hit him. She just took the plank and just gave a strong hit. Hey! We heard a big sound, something falling down. We rushed to the sanctuary, opened the door. One man, priest, was standing behind the idol and came as God. And when we saw the idol's penis also cut and fallen down. We took the photograph and published. Later people stopped going there. In Islam also, Islam means Islam never accepts powers of the human beings. But there are certain people like in Kerala itself you have the Tangals who tie and cure diseases. And I have explained lot of miracles happening in dargahs. Dargahs are not accepted by Islam. Sufism, Sufism is not part of a Muslim. It is a breakaway of the Islam. 50 kilometers from Pune, there is a dargah belonging to some saint, I don't remember it. In that dargah, Shivapuri, in that dargah, there are 3 stones weighing 30 kilos, 45 kilos and 70 kilos. And 11 Muslims are always there to show people. And it is believed to be a mystery even now, even after my exposure, because they refused to publish it in the book. I wrote the Reader's Digest book of mysteries. I wrote to the editor, said, yes, thank you very much for the information. We know it is correct, but we are unable to change it. That is not my mistake. If people should know the truth, they have to change it. And they invited me. If I go there, I will be beaten up. So they said, in my lecture in Maharashtra in 1982, in one place some Muslims came, did salam to me, said, sir, we want you to come to our dargah and see the miracle happening there. And if you think it is a real miracle, we would like you to award your 1 lakh to us. I said, really, thanks. Gave me in writing. I went there. 11 people were there. They sang the prayer to the saint buried there for 1 hour. And 11 people lifted 70 kilo stone on their fingertips. 2-3 times they did. I watched them. Then I said, will you allow me to do that? Said, yes. So I took 11 people. They could lift without any prayer. We only said 1, 2, 3 up, it went up. Then I reduced 2 to 2 people and I could raise that 70 kilo stones with 4 people by telling only one mantra. 1, 2, 3, up. Because 1, 2, 3, they are ready. Up means all the 4 people use the force at the same time. That is the miracle. Otherwise, if you try to raise it, one man will raise like this, it will go like this, it will go like this, it will go there. It has to float together from all the 4 sides. It lifted. We have done it for BBC. Like that there are many, but people don't know. No newspaper publishers. But all these are published in my magazine from 1988. In Christianity also, no new miracles are being shown in Christianity, except the talk, the superstitions in Bible, like changing water into wine, resurrection of a person who died after 5 days, and expanding money and things. And if that is true, if people really believe Bible, you should remember what Christ told them. His 12 apostles, first 12 apostles, were sent to the world to change the world, to believe in these things. And he said, whatever I have done, you can do if you have a little faith as big as a mustard seed. So I tell them, I was not there 2000 years back when Christ was there. And if you read the Bible, you can very clearly know that it is all magic, which was prevalent even before Christianity. Because there were other religions which they did, making a serpent into a stick and stick into a serpent. That is all in a book called Magi, which was there before Christ. Now, if you really believe in Bible, and if you really believe that you have a little bit of faith as big as a mustard seed, please, one of you show one of the miracles. So far nobody has come forward. We show, I show when I go to England or Europe or America or Australia, where Christians are dominant. Here it is not much, it is only 10 or 15%. I show all the Christian miracles where Christ changed water into wine, resurrection of a dead person, making a serpent into a stick and a stick into serpent. All these things I have shown there. Very few miracles are there. Then increasing food, 1 bread into 5,000 bread. And I also tell them I can't do it because I can't purchase 5,000 bread and to show this. But I will tell you the trick. So a lot of things like that come. And I would be very happy to see a miracle. Though I know for sure that there cannot be any miracle, I will be very happy if someone believes that there is a miracle and proves it to me, so that I may die happily saying that I saw a miracle. But even many of my friends, including Discovery Channel founder, he said, Mr. Premanand, even if you come back and have thousands of births, you won't be able to see a miracle. And that is my experience. And people say there are miracles, but I would be happy if they will prove that there is a miracle. Great people like Dr. A.T. Kaur, like Dr. Narasimhaya and others, Gora, many people are there, hundreds of people are there which I can't name because it may go up to, were harassed by these people, by the Gundas of Sai Baba. And when Narasimhaya started a committee against miracles, his college, university was burned by Sai Baba's people. It is all in the newspaper. And he tried to, Sai Baba tried to purchase the trustees of Narasimhaya's colleges, National College, which was one of the best colleges. She has more colleges than Sai Baba. And Narasimhaya was afraid that all his work in education will be destroyed by this man by purchasing the trustees. So they had all kept silent. So I thought, this is a dangerous thing. They have many things to lose. I have nothing to lose, not even my life, because I am not afraid of my life. I have nothing to lose except my life, and I can challenge them. You do whatever you want. You murder me, but give me life again so that I may become your devotee. And nothing will stop me from exposing these things. So it has continued, and I thought in December that my work will be stopped. So I have to make arrangements to see that my work doesn't stop. And Professor Narendra Naik and R.J. Rao and other people from each state came forward saying that we'll take up the work. That was a great consolation to me. And I never thought I will live, because to me, cancer was a deadly disease. And I know that before something happens to my life, my work will fructify, and I am sure to win in this fight against this godmen like Sai Baba, who are exploiting his own devotees for money, not spending it for the charities.
In old days too, as today, there were two kinds of people: those who sought truth, splitting mysteries, and those who traded magic, mysteries and myth. We respect those who built foundations on realities. Charvagan, Darwin, Galileo, Bruno, Marx, Engels, Einstein, Russell. They did not poison anybody. They did not burn anybody alive. They did not pierce eyes. They did not tie anybody to the rock for the vultures to eat. They did not create prisons. They did not erect scaffolds. None of them claimed divine powers, did not pretend to be saints or prophets or reincarnations of the stale gods. They threw into the dustbin of time the golden vessel of magic and myth that eclipsed truth. The lights that they lit on time's great pathways burn bright through the ages. Pathways remain, dark nights are not over. Through those pathways, B.Premanand continues his journey, carrying a lighted torch, ignoring the cancer in the stomach. In the moment when planet Earth has started its 79th round around sun with him, we thank him for liberating us from the prison houses of myth, helping us to rectify blind prejudices, holding aloft bright light of